Now, in this interview here, you guys can see on screen, you had Frank Smith, and this has been confirmed by multiple people. Nobody's surprised by this, but they're being very clear about it now. Frank Smith saying the Dubois-Joshua rematch is definitely not happening next. They're saying AJ's got some niggles, but the fight was in September. The proposed rematch with Dubois is in February. That's 5 months. And unless the injuries were major, and there's nothing from anyone in Team AJ to suggest they were major injuries, then that's plenty of time to recover from niggles and have a full training camp. So it would appear from the outside look, and by the way, I'm not saying that AJ didn't have niggles, because at the end of the day, he got beat up. Right? He got beaten from pillar to post. It's very possible that he could have niggles. I mean, in one of the rounds where he got dropped with a left hook, he rolled his ankle. You guys remember that? AJ gets hit with a big left hook when he's pulling straight out. Made that same mistake several times in the fight. Rolls his ankle, which looked painful. Maybe that's one of the niggles. I don't know. But 5 months is plenty of time to recover from a few niggles, have a full training camp, and face Daniel Dubois again. I have to figure, as an outsider looking in, that either AJ had second thoughts and got cold feet about the fight, or he was talked out of it by members of his team, because they know that AJ is maybe one fight away from retirement at this stage. And so if that's the case, why not have his last fight be a bigger fight for more money rather than a rematch with Dubois? A bigger fight, of course, would be with Tyson Fury. So I suspect that's what they're trying to do. Now, I've said in several videos recently that I think the Tyson Fury AJ fight is actually more likely if Tyson Fury wins. If Fury loses to Usyk again, depending on the nature of the loss, I think the Joshua fight is less likely, because I'm going on Tyson Fury's past form. Tyson Fury has always gone for AJ most aggressively, as in tried to make a fight with him when AJ's been at his weakest. So going by that past form, I have to figure that if Fury wins against Usyk, he's going to call AJ straight out, which will be a shameless move, because AJ doesn't deserve a title shot. He's just been wiped out by Daniel Dubois in a one-sided drubbing. The man doesn't deserve any type of title shot. But, when Tyson Fury's got belts or a belt, he acts the fool. In fact, it would shock me if Tyson Fury didn't call AJ out should he beat Alexander Usyk. Now, Tyson Fury, unsurprisingly, called AJ a beta for not taking the Dubois rematch. And it's weird with Tyson Fury, because he's always had this obsession with Anthony Joshua. Even now that AJ is finished, Fury still seems to have this weird obsession with him. I'm not really sure what it's all about, but he said that AJ is showing a beta mentality by not taking the immediate rematch with Daniel Dubois. But AJ, of course, immediately rematched Ruiz after Ruiz stopped him and dropped him a bunch of times. He immediately rematched Usyk. So he's done the immediate rematch thing before. Turning it down this time, I think, is the wise move. I don't see it as a beta thing or anything like that. I think it's a wise move. This is not like when, let's say, Dylan White got knocked out by Povetkin and then he came straight back and beat Povetkin, because, for one, Povetkin was washed, whereas in this scenario, AJ has been wiped out by a guy who's in his prime, Daniel Dubois. Secondly, Dylan White was dominating the fight, the first fight with Povetkin, before he got caught. So it's a totally different scenario. So Tyson Fury is always going to say what he says about AJ is weird. Even when AJ is getting battered and destroyed, Tyson Fury still seems to be obsessed with the guy. It's very strange. So, yeah, that is what that is. Fury AJ. Let's see what transpires there. Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form who adhere to the norm and blindly conform? Who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content, where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop, and download all my podcasts in high-quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.